The Pulse of Spokane is a broad show that showcases many different things in our community, sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.
Well, welcome to, let me take my reading glasses on and put my bifocals on. Welcome to aging, right? Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. And as I've mentioned before, where everybody is on remote these days, we're trying to play it safe. But my guest is Jeff Edwards, who is the executive director of the Greater Spokane Meals on Wheels. You cover a lot of territory. A couple years ago, one of my friends, Pam, was the executive director. So you take over a very well-run organization that really is so effective in two things, not only doing the meals out there, but checking up on seniors too. That's really an important part of what you do, isn't it?
Absolutely. The social interaction is just as important to the meal for a lot of our
Yes.
seniors. Not only do we know that for many of our seniors, that meal is the only meal they're going to eat that day, but the face of that volunteer delivery driver is the only human contact they're going to have that day. So it's been a very essential element, and something that we're doing our best to maintain even during these difficult times.
Yeah. What are your biggest needs right now? Is it getting the meals out? Is it people helping? What are some of the crisis points that you're dealing with right now?
Yeah, so as the COVID-19 crisis emerged, we knew that seniors were going to be on the front lines. They were a very vulnerable population, and this virus had proved to really have devastating effects to that population. So we started putting a lot into thought about how we can continue to maintain service delivery despite all the restrictions that go on. Fortunately, we're listed as an essential business, knowing that the seniors' nutrition is going to be a continued need. Um, so the
Yeah.
biggest thing is we saw a huge increase in the number of seniors reaching out to us. Those who, were maybe afraid to go out, needing to quarantine themselves, or those who maybe traditional resources and support weren't there for them anymore. And so the biggest need was the surge in food and supplies. I'm very thankful to say that the community of Spokane County has really responded in a great way. Just to see how quickly they mobilized to help support our mission. That was in volunteers, in physical donations, monetary donations. I truly, really was floored by the response in the county. Right now, the biggest need is trying to reach those vulnerable seniors who we know that need us, but they don't reach out for one reason or another. Maybe they're not sure if they qualify. Maybe they're not sure if they feel like if they take the meal, they're taking it from somebody else. We want to assure them that's not the case. Just seniors in need, please reach out to us.
Okay. So, how do you find some of these people? Are you actively out looking to? You have volunteers doing that, or you just hope that they stumble across you?
Hmm. Yeah, well, we're actively outreaching to various throughout the county and senior living communities, senior centers. What we found in general is that we can't always rely on the fact that the person who needs us is going to reach out to us, that they have need and that they're
Right.
going to seek that out. There's a lot of barriers that sometimes prevents a person in need from reaching out to us. So our goal is to really just eliminate those barriers as much as possible and bring them in. We have always operated off of what's essentially a public-private partnership with Aging and Long-Term Care of Eastern Washington. They seed us with a public dollar. We go out and raise exponential private dollars, and that's what's allowed us to serve seniors throughout the entirety of Spokane County in ways that we otherwise couldn't. Aging and Long-Term Care, ALTQ, as they're commonly known, had really relaxed a lot of the requirements around the program and made their focus singular, and that's make sure people eat. And so it's been a lot easier to enroll people, bring them in, given access to emergency funding. And so that has really helped us be quick and nimble and adapt to this crisis that seemingly is changing, on the day or even on the hour sometimes.
So you got a volunteer, and mostly volunteers that are out there doing this, right? Um,
Yeah, absolutely,
from
absolutely. But a core group of about 250 to 300 volunteers that pull this off on a weekly basis.
That is fantastic. That's really fantastic. I've heard a lot of great feedback from people who have volunteered to do this. So they're out there, they're delivering the food. They're probably on many occasions, maybe not always now, at least talking through the door screen
Mhm.
and so forth. But and before, maybe sometimes a chance just to go in and sit down and chat when it was safe and so forth. Do they come back and say, hey, Edna over here needs some help, and report to you or to a team there that then follows up? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So our volunteers who deliver the meal, it's our goal is to make that face-to-face contact. So even if the senior doesn't answer, they call back to us. We call the emergency contact. There's been cases where our volunteers have found seniors who have fallen and have been on the
Oh,
floor for 24 or 48 hours. And so if we hadn't been there
oh
to
wow.
knock, it could have been extended. Now, for the past week and potentially 1 week more, when the virus was expected to peak, we have switched from the daily hot delivery to a once a week delivery of 7 frozen meals. And that's just to kind
Okay,
of build a firewall around our seniors during the peak of the crisis. But we're still reaching out to
right.
call them every single day, make sure that we're there. We've had a great partnership with the Spokane Transit Authority that really helped us conduct this massive food lift operation to get thousands of meals out each day. So we're really
Wow.
eager to get back to that daily hot delivery. But we did just want to build right during the peak of the crisis, build that firewall around our seniors to minimize contact
Yeah.
and just take care of them in that manner.
I love it how organizations like yours is a very good example have adapted to the current emergency and so forth. Number one, you're set up to really deal with dealing with seniors and so forth and all of that. But then to swivel the chair, if you will, and go at it a little bit differently to make sure that 7 meals for the week just makes so much sense. And so there's fewer contacts, direct contacts, which is putting that safe wall around the seniors and around those delivering as well. Let's face it, both ways. We got to watch out for our volunteers as well. Um, Jeff, how can people help the Greater Spokane Meals on Wheels? What do you need? Some dollars? Would that help? Can people go to your website and give some dollars?
Absolutely, absolutely. Monetary donations are essential to our operation. And the nature
Yeah.
of our public-private partnership with AltQ has always meant that I can take 91 cents of every donor dollar and put it right to the mission. It doesn't have to pay for my salary. It doesn't have to pay
Wow.
for the rent. It goes right to the meals. And we know that although we saw a quick surge at the beginning of this, the need is going to extend far past COVID, whether
Yeah.
it's through the general economic situation that our country is facing. So prior to COVID, we were already trying to gear up and build for what we know over the next 10 years is going to be explosive growth in the senior population. The
Yes.
number is going to increase exponentially. And so we've been trying to build the infrastructure in place now. But really, what COVID serves as an early stress test of that infrastructure. It's
Yeah.
highlighted areas we will continue to need, where we continue to grow. So those monetary donations, you can go directly to our website. You can call our office. But those do go a long way. And again, it goes right to the mission and the meals for our seniors.
And you have access to low cost food and all of the things that go there. So it's probably the 91 cents is better than people dropping off food and those kinds of things because it fits within your system in terms of the packing
Mhm.
of the meals and all that too. Are you still looking for volunteers?
Well, currently, while we're doing the once a week delivery, most of our volunteers, we've encouraged them to stay at home. A lot of our volunteers are seniors themselves, and they've really
Okay.
braved it to risk to take care of their most vulnerable peers. But yeah, we could always use more volunteers because some of the volunteers that came, that they may have just been temporarily laid off due to the crisis, and when the economy starts back up, they're going to go back
Right.
out. So you can never have enough
Yep.
volunteers. And then we can get them plugged in here or elsewhere where there's need. And again, I would just go back to just how humbled I am by how the community has responded. Spokane's a community that gives. They give beyond their measure and beyond their size, and it's been really blessed to see that.
Well, Jeff, thank you very much. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can just give us a call at our office. That's 509-924-6976. You can email me. It's jeffe@gscmealsonwheels.org, or just go to our website. And that works just to reach out to ask questions. That works for seniors who want to sign up for meals, or just people to ask how they can help. We need all the help we can get. We're thankful for any assistance.
All right, great. Thanks. Great service. Keep up the good work. You guys have got a great cadre of volunteers and people there. And I'm really pleased to hear that. You're doing a good job. Thanks for
Thank you.
watching The Pulse of Spokane. See you next time right here.
Here at River Ridge Hardware, we can match any color for you. So you need this color matched for your trim in your bathroom. Come to the color computer, stick it into the spectrometer, and allow the machine to do its thing, and it will match your trim exactly. So whether it was done by water damage or a young child, we can get you covered and get it matched. If you do need to have something so that it completely disappears, I can certainly help you with that one as well. Along with the spectrometer color matching capability that can match any competitor's paint color, we have a beautiful color palette that can help you start any new project. Give us a try.
After I got divorced, I had medical debt, credit card debt, and student loan debt. I was dealing with a lot of guilt. I found myself shopping to feel better. When my son was born, wanting to manage my finances was no longer a want, it was actually a need. STCU made that possible for me. I use the mobile app every single day. I'm able to color code all of my different savings accounts. And when you have nice things to look at, I think it brings you on a deeper level of motivation. I'm Kamika Love, the Budget Mom, and STCU is here for good.
Well, this is Bloomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate, but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.